We Jews hardly know of him because he's the best kept secret in Judaism. He lived long before television or social media even existed, and yet he's the most famous Jewish man throughout all of history.
He never wrote a word, but his words have inspired more books than anyone else. He wasn't a prime minister or a political leader, but his teachings formed the foundation for the law of the Western civilization.
He wasn't raised among wealthy and famous rabbis, but dined with the poor and rejected. He wasn't part of the elite class, but even today, great thinkers and philosophers hold him in the highest respect.
He wasn't a military leader and never used force, but nonetheless, he has an army of millions around the world who love him and are willing to give their lives for him.
He never studied in yeshiva, nor asked to create a religion, but thanks to him, millions of Gentiles now believe in the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob.
He didn't attend university, yet almost all academic institutions were founded because of him, and in them, every day, people learn of his teachings. But here in Israel, it's taboo to even talk about him. He's erased as if he never existed. His name has been trampled, and we've long forgotten him.
While he's a star everywhere else, among us, he's considered diseased, tortured, and despised. But the prophets in the Bible, who were also rejected by our religious leaders, prophesied that this would happen. He was despised and rejected by men, a man of sorrow, acquainted with grief, one from whom people hide their faces. He was despised, and we esteemed him not. Surely he has borne our griefs and carried our pains. Yet we esteemed him stricken, struck by God, and afflicted. But he was pierced because of our transgressions, crushed because of our iniquities. The chastisement for our shalom was upon him, and by his stripes we are healed. We all like sheep have gone astray. Each of us turned to his own way. So God has laid on him the iniquity of us all. In the time when the political leaders were religious and the religious leaders were the politicians, God was a hidden captive. Anyone who wanted access to God had to swear allegiance to them, bow to them, and give financially.
Then the Messiah, with no army or weapons, fought against this twisted oppression to make God freely available, building a bridge to God with his own body. Not just for us Jews, but for the Gentiles as well, who are also created by God. But our religious leaders did not give up, and with them, all of us, in our sin, we nailed Jesus to the cross. But the death of the tortured righteous one was considered by God to be a worthy sacrifice, an atonement for the sin of humanity. And thanks to the sacrifice of the crucified Savior, we can finally enjoy forgiveness. Because like a parent who would give their life for their children, he took the punishment that we deserved on himself. He was punished, we were forgiven. He suffered, we were saved.
The death and resurrection of Jesus Christ gave us peace with God. And now, out of this peace, we can also make peace with others. Though other nations have grasped this, it's forcibly hidden from our people. But our nation's denial is no surprise to the prophets. Then I will pour out on the house of David and the inhabitants of Jerusalem a spirit of grace and supplication. When they will look toward me whom they pierced, they will mourn for him, as one mourns for an only son, and grieve bitterly for him, as one grieves for a firstborn. For 2,000 years they have done everything to hide him from us in the dark. But you know what? It doesn't matter. The light shines in the darkness, and the darkness has not overcome it.
Yeshua the Messiah is no longer the best kept secret in Judaism.